Janae Craig breaking her silence on her surprise split from Kenny Rodriguez. The Love Island USA alum posting a simple story to her Instagram about 48 hours after news broke, telling her fans, "Please know that I have seen all the breakup theories and none have matched up to how terrible, disgusting, and disappointing it truly is."
The silence has officially been broken, and apparently what Janae just revealed about her breakup with Kenny is so catastrophic that it's triggered the most coordinated cast response in Love Island history. She just posted a statement saying that all the breakup speculation doesn't even come close to how terrible, disgusting, and disappointing it truly is. But when I tell you what happened next will go down as the most savage reality TV meltdown of 2025, I mean every single word. But here's what nobody was prepared for, though. Kenny's response was so tone-deaf and deflecting that it triggered not just Janae, but the entire Love Island Season 6 cast to absolutely demolish his character in ways that will end his influencer career forever. We're talking about allegations that go far beyond relationship betrayal, cast members using words I can't even repeat on this platform, and Janae serving up the most creative insults while channeling pure spiritual warfare energy. Let's start with Janae's actual words because they are absolutely devastating. Over a black screen, she wrote, "Thank you all for your love and support. It means the world to me. As you know, Kenny and I are no longer together. Please know that I have seen all the breakup theories and none have matched up to how terrible, disgusting, and disappointing it truly is." Janae continued, "Discovering that someone you loved isn't who you thought they were and that the relationship you thought you were building hasn't been genuine since day one has truly been devastating." Now, here's what's really fascinating about this language choice. The phrase "since day one" suggests that whatever Kenny was allegedly doing wasn't a recent development or a moment of weakness. This was apparently systematic deception that potentially lasted their entire relationship. That level of sustained dishonesty is absolutely mind-blowing. Get this, though. Janae felt compelled to specifically address the fact that none of the circulating theories captured the full scope of how awful the situation actually is. When someone says the reality is worse than anything people are speculating about infidelity and betrayal, that's genuinely terrifying. Here's where Janae's statement becomes absolutely devastating. The phrase, "the relationship you thought you were building hasn't been genuine since day one," suggests that everything we watched on Love Island, everything we saw in their post-show content, all of it was allegedly built on deception. But listen to this. If Kenny was allegedly being dishonest from the very beginning of their relationship, that means every romantic gesture, every declaration of love, every moment we thought was authentic was potentially performance. The psychological manipulation required to sustain that level of deception for an entire year is genuinely disturbing.
The pair seemed fine and still in love on Saturday night, Janae taking Kenny as her date to David Dobrik's birthday party. But by Sunday morning, they were done. Now, rampant speculation that Kenny cheated on Janae is popping up on social media.
Here's where it gets complex, though. Janae specifically used the word genuine, which suggests this isn't just about cheating. This is about Kenny allegedly being fundamentally dishonest about who he was as a person and what he wanted from their relationship. That's a much deeper level of betrayal than simple infidelity. Now, here's what's particularly heartbreaking about this revelation. Janae spent a year building what she thought was a meaningful relationship, planning anniversaries, discussing their future, appearing on Beyond the Villa to work through their challenges, all while allegedly being deceived about the basic authenticity of her partner's feelings and intentions. After Janae's devastating statement, Kenny released his own response. And honestly, what happened next was absolutely nuclear. Kenny wrote, "The past few days have been incredibly difficult. I've been quietly sitting with a lot of emotions and doing my best to process everything privately. Breakups are never easy, especially in the public eye. Sometimes, despite how deeply you care for someone, you come to the hard truth that the relationship was not something that could last long term." But here's where it gets absolutely explosive, though. Kenny's statement completely ignored Janae's specific allegations about deception and dishonesty, instead framing their breakup as natural incompatibility. He continued, "I'll always be grateful for the time we shared and the memories we created. I released this chapter with no ill will, only a hope that Janae's path forward brings her nothing but happiness." Here's where Kenny's response became the biggest mistake of his life. Janae saw that generic, deflecting statement and absolutely lost it. She posted a follow-up that will go down in reality TV history. "At Kenny Rodriguez, STFU, you manipulative liar. You not taking accountability and telling people the type of person you are is insane to me! Exclamation point. My first statement was being nice. Do not piss me off. Get this though. JaNa literally told Kenny to shut the fudge up and called him a manipulative liar for not taking accountability. When someone goes from graceful spiritual strength to telling you to shut up in public, that means you really stepped in it with your response. But wait, if you thought JaNa's clapback was devastating, what happened next was absolutely nuclear. Serena Page, JaNa's best friend and Love Island winner, commented on JaNa's story calling Kenny a narcissist and a racist. When the season 6 winner is publicly calling your character into question with those specific words, that's not just taking sides. That's making serious allegations about fundamental character flaws. But here's the bombshell, though. For Serena to use the word racist specifically suggests that whatever JaNa discovered about Kenny involved some seriously problematic behavior or comments that went far beyond just relationship dishonesty. That kind of character assassination from someone with Serena's platform doesn't happen unless the allegations are absolutely devastating. Here's where it gets really interesting, though. Serena has her own brand partnerships, her own reputation to protect, her own relationship with Cordell to consider. For her to risk all of that by making such serious public allegations suggests that whatever evidence JaNa shared with her friends was so damning that staying silent wasn't an option. Get this, though. The combination of JaNa calling Kenny a manipulative liar and Serena calling him a narcissist and a racist creates a character profile that goes way beyond typical reality TV breakup drama. These are serious allegations about Kenny's fundamental character and moral compass that will follow him forever. But wait, there is more. What happened next was absolutely nuclear. First, Olivia Walker, who's had her own issues with cast drama, completely destroyed Kenny with this response. Your pathetic excuse for a story is laughable. I can't even put into words how good of a person Nene is and how hard it is to watch her go through something like this. Kenny Rodriguez, I hope this gives you the clout you always wanted, you fudging loser. Here's where it gets absolutely insane, though. JaNa reposted a story from Leah, who called Kenny a ChatGPT headass, which is honestly the most creative insult of 2025, and then dropped the bombshell allegations. Racist, clout/money hungry, and a scammer since day one. When someone calls you racist, clout-chasing, money-hungry, and a scammer all in one sentence, that's a character assassination that covers every possible moral failing. Get this, though. Leah ended with, DW, our nay is blessed and highly favored, with the nail emoji, which is giving spiritual warfare energy while absolutely destroying someone's reputation. That level of righteous anger, combined with divine confidence, is absolutely iconic. What's absolutely devastating about these responses is how they reveal the true character dynamics within the Love Island Season 6 cast. When Olivia Walker, who's had her own friendship drama this season, takes time to defend JaNa and call Kenny a fudging loser seeking clout, that tells you everything about how the cast really views this situation. But here's the sophisticated analysis, though. Olivia specifically mentioned that Kenny wanted clout, which aligns perfectly with JaNa's allegations about him being clout/money hungry. When multiple cast members are independently arriving at the same character assessment, that suggests a pattern of behavior that people have been noticing for a while. Here's where it gets really interesting, though. The coordinated response from the entire cast, unfollowing, public statements, character assessments, suggests that whatever JaNa discovered wasn't just shocking to her, but validated concerns that other people had been having about Kenny's authenticity and motivations. Get this, though. When reality TV personalities who usually try to stay neutral in cast drama are making such bold public statements, calling someone a loser and supporting the other person, that tells you the alleged behavior was so egregious that neutrality became impossible from both a personal and professional standpoint. What makes JaNa's revelation even more devastating is that it recontextualizes everything we saw on Beyond. All those conversations about living situations, relationship challenges, future planning. Apparently, Kenny was allegedly engaging in all of that while being fundamentally dishonest about his intentions and character. If Kenny was maintaining a facade since day one, then all his Beyond the Villa content about relationship growth and working through challenges was allegedly pure performance. He was literally being filmed discussing his authentic feelings while apparently living a complete lie. Looking back at Beyond a Villa with this new context, all those moments where viewers thought Kenny looked dead-eyed or emotionally distant suddenly make perfect sense. If he was allegedly maintaining a deception, Those moments of visible disconnection were probably glimpses of his actual feelings breaking through the performance. No, here's what's particularly heartbreaking about this realization. JaNa spent beyond the villa playing mediator for other people's relationship problems, working to improve her own relationship communication and investing emotional energy in building their future, all while allegedly being completely deceived about who she was actually building that future with. The immediate unanimous unfollowing from the entire Love Island cast now makes complete sense in light of JaNa's statement. If Kenny allegedly wasn't genuine since day one, then everyone who cared about JaNa probably felt deceived and manipulated by his performance as well. But here's what's really telling, though. The fact that cast members who weren't even particularly close to JaNa still chose to unfollow Kenny suggests that whatever was revealed about his alleged deception was so shocking that it affected their perception of his entire character, not just his relationship with JaNa. Here's where it gets complex, though. These are all influencers who understand the professional implications of public unfollowing. But apparently, Kenny's alleged behavior was so fundamentally dishonest that maintaining any association with him became impossible from both a personal and professional standpoint. Get this, though. The speed and coordination of the cast response suggests that JaNa probably shared the full scope of Kenny's alleged deception with her close friends, and they were so horrified by what they learned that immediate action felt necessary to distance themselves from his brand. JaNa's revelation that the relationship hasn't been genuine since day one completely changes how we understand the timeline of their relationship.
The pair was looking loved up Saturday night at David Dobrik's birthday party, but something went down that night. By Sunday morning, unconfirmed speculation popped up online that JaNa found out Kenny was cheating. A source telling ET
relationship. This wasn't a recent betrayal that destroyed something authentic. This was, allegedly, the exposure of a year-long deception that never had a genuine foundation. But listen to this. If Kenny was, allegedly, being dishonest from the beginning, that means all their Love Island content, all their post-show brand partnerships, all their beyond the villa relationship work, everything was apparently built on a foundation of lies. That level of sustained deception is psychologically disturbing. Here's where it gets really devastating, though. JaNa invested a year of her life, her emotions, her career opportunities, and her public image in what she thought was a genuine partnership. The discovery that it was allegedly fraudulent from the start would be absolutely soul-crushing. Now, here's what's particularly cruel about this timeline. Kenny apparently maintained this alleged deception through major relationship milestones. Their Love Island finale, moving to separate cities, navigating long-distance challenges, filming a relationship-focused TV show. The emotional labor required to sustain that level of dishonesty is genuinely disturbing. Kenny's alleged year-long deception doesn't just affect their personal relationship, it completely destroys the authenticity of every brand partnership and collaborative content they ever created. Companies invested in their genuine chemistry and real love story, not an elaborate performance. If Kenny was allegedly being dishonest since day one, then every campaign for Agua de Kefir, BJ's Restaurant and Brewhouse, Raising Cane's, and all their couple-focused content was essentially false advertising. Brands paid for authentic relationship content and allegedly got elaborate deception instead. JaNa's individual success with Kosas, Vogue features, and major beauty brand collaborations was built on her authentic personality and genuine talent. But Kenny's brand was largely built on being JaNa's genuine, loving partner, which allegedly never existed at all. Get this, though. The reputation damage for Kenny goes far beyond just losing collaborative opportunities with JaNa. His alleged year-long deception affects his credibility as a content creator and brand partner, because if he could allegedly maintain such an elaborate lie in his personal life, how can brands trust his professional authenticity? Whatever happened at David Dobrik's party that led to JaNa discovering the truth about Kenny's alleged deception must have been absolutely devastating. The fact that she went from romantic dancing to ending their relationship suggests she received undeniable proof of whatever she'd been unknowingly living with. But here's where it gets interesting, though. If Kenny had been allegedly maintaining this deception, quote, since day one, end quote, then whatever was revealed at the party was probably just the final piece of evidence that confirmed a pattern of dishonesty that had been going on their entire relationship. Here's the sophisticated analysis, though. The party context suggests that Kenny's alleged deception was probably discovered through someone else, Either a person who knew the truth confronted JaNa, or evidence surfaced that she couldn't ignore anymore. That would explain the rapid timeline from romantic evening to relationship destruction. Now, here's what's particularly chilling about this scenario. If Kenny brought JaNa to a party where his alleged deception could be exposed by other attendees, that shows an incredible level of recklessness and disregard for her feelings. The psychological profile of someone who would risk that kind of public humiliation for their partner is genuinely disturbing. JaNa ending her statement with, "As a child of God, I will always be okay," shows incredible spiritual strength and moral grounding in the face of what sounds like devastating betrayal and deception. That level of faith-based resilience is absolutely inspiring. But listen to this. The fact that JaNa specifically referenced her faith suggests she's processing this situation through a moral and spiritual framework that gives her strength and perspective beyond just the immediate emotional pain. That kind of foundational support system probably helped her make the difficult decision to end things definitively. Here's where it gets really beautiful, though. Instead of ending her statement with anger or revenge fantasies, JaNa chose to affirm her own resilience and spiritual grounding. That level of grace and self-possession while dealing with alleged year-long deception shows incredible character strength. Get this, though. JaNa's faith reference also suggests she views Kenny's alleged behavior as a moral failing rather than just a relationship incompatibility. That spiritual perspective probably helped her recognize that some betrayals are simply unforgivable and require definitive action. JaNa's statement makes it clear that she's moving forward with complete finality about their relationship. The phrase, "I will always be okay," suggests she's already mentally and emotionally processing this as a closed chapter, rather than something that might be worked through. But here's what's really telling, though. JaNa's decision to speak publicly about the scope of Kenny's alleged deception suggests she wants to control the narrative and ensure people understand that this wasn't a mutual breakup or simple incompatibility. This was apparently the exposure of fundamental dishonesty. Here's the sophisticated tea, though. By being honest about the severity of Kenny's alleged deception, while maintaining her own dignity and grace, JaNa is protecting her reputation and career, while making it clear that reconciliation isn't a possibility. That level of strategic communication shows incredible emotional intelligence. Now, here's what's particularly powerful about JaNa's approach. She told her truth, without getting into specific details that would be vindictive or unnecessarily damaging. But she made it clear enough that people understand the gravity of what allegedly happened. That balance of honesty and class is absolutely masterful. Spilling the tea, one drop at a time, because when someone finally breaks their silence, to reveal that none of our theories came close to how terrible, disgusting, and disappointing the truth actually is, that's when you know we were all completely unprepared for the level of alleged deception that just got exposed.